Hey everyone, and welcome back to That's It. Happy Friday. We all made it through the work week. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know about you, but I'm so looking forward to the weekend and I just can't wait. So here we go, and we're going to talk about some things that's been on my mind, and I'd like to talk about it and get your opinion. So, what do Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes, and Wendy Williams have in common? They all three have conservatorships, okay? And why is it that these three women, except for the exception of Wendy Williams, but Britney Spears, which I'm going to show you, who had her infamous me- meltdown in 2007, which was not her fault. She had just been through a lot in her life, working as a young age, being a pop star, and the paparazzi was just on her butt 24/7. At the time, she had two little boys. She was going through a divorce or in a custody battle with her ex-husband, Kevin something. I don't even know. I don't remember his last name. It's not really irrelevant. But anyway, it was just a lot for her, and she was just so overwhelmed and and worked so much that she needed a break. She needed a break. She just needed to get away and not have paparazzi, excuse me, following her in her face 24/7. And you know what? She snapped. She had her breaking point that she shaved her head. And I remember this. I remember this like it was yesterday. Shaved her head, got an umbrella, and hit one of the paparazzi's door. Crazy, And then she was just out of control. Partying a lot, wasting money, taking drugs. And to be honest with you, it was the people around her that was taking advantage of her, was not helping her, that was not in her best interest. I feel like they was all looking out for themselves, opposed to Britney Spears' well-being, and they were not good people. Her management, um, the music label, everyone that was surrounding her, her friends, people, they were not good people. They were not good influencer to let her know, listen, you need a break, you need to take a step back, you just need to have time for yourself. They didn't do that. They didn't really care about her best interests. Now, Amanda Bynes, sweetheart girl, she started in Disney along, with Britney Spears as well, very young age, very popular, and then things happened to her. She just fell through the cracks. I don't know. She was just posting weird, crazy things and erratic things in the media and just saying just outrageous, cuckoo things that didn't make any sense. And she was under a conservatorship for a very long time. And look at the image. Look how she looks now. It's just crazy. You wouldn't think this is the same person because when Amanda Bynes started in Disney, young, sweetheart, and impressionable, but what happened? Drugs, overworked. I don't know that to the point that she just like went, I would say crazy. I would say crazy, just seeing all these erratic things in social media and didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense to anyone. And it's just crazy. And Wendy Williams, like, I'm sorry, Wendy Williams, a grown ass woman, and she's in a conservatorship for what? You know what I mean? Like her own bank, Wells Fargo, okay? Wells Fargo tell her that she's not capable of managing her money. And I'm thinking to myself, Wells Fargo is not a medical doctor, okay? Wells Fargo is a bank, okay? So what Wells Fargo have the authorities to tell this woman that she worked hard for all her life that she can't have access to her money? Does that make any sense, you guys? I don't think so. And I have Wells Fargo, and I'm about to switch because no one's not going to tell me that I can't control my money. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No one's not going to tell me that. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is her money. Your job is to give her her money. Okay. Your job is not to be a medical doctor and say, oh, she doesn't have access to her money. She doesn't have control to her money. I never heard of that in my life. And how does that work? How does that work? So, my whole point is the reason why I'm talking about this because Kanye West has been out of control. And I spoke about this yesterday that he just saying all these crazy things on social media. And how is it with these three women, okay, that say crazy things, that have done things, and then they can be under a conservatorship, but Kanye West can't? Now, like I said, and I meant what I said, Kanye West needs help. And he publicly said in the past that he has a mental issue, like bipolar. Okay. My thing is, if he gets erratical the way he's been doing for the last couple weeks, why he can't be under conservatorship? Why does it have to be a double standard with a man and a woman? So it's okay for a woman like Britney Spears in the past, Amanda Bynes, and I don't understand why Wendy Williams in conservatorship. She's a grown woman. She knows where she's at. She has her marbles. I don't understand why these women have to be have to be controlled by a conservatorship when Kanye West's been out of control for years and no one has not said anything or do anything to help him. You get what I'm saying? I just don't understand that. Like, why the double standard? Because they're saying Kanye West is a genius because he makes great music. Rightfully so, he does. Designer, yes, absolutely. However, it doesn't give him the right to say things. Obviously, you have free speech, yes, but to say things that's not true and just saying crazy things. For example, about he's saying about his ex-wife Kim Kardashian, in which I'm going to show you a post and I'm going to read it to you. Let me just pull it up really quick. There you go. He posted this, I believe, on X. The Kardashians are sex workers and they sex traffic all of the black children. They strategize and produce. Why would you say that to the mother of your children? And also, your kids might see this in the future. Like, why would you say that? That is not okay. Like, I'm sorry, you can hate or love the Kardashian, but what I can say, and I don't know them, they love their children, okay? They are family oriented people. I don't know them from a hole in the wall, but what I can say, they love their children and they protect their children and they're very close knitted family to the T, okay? And he was family with them at one point. You know, for you to say that about the mother of your children and saying that they're sex trafficking kids is disgusting. No, your buddy's been sex trafficking, allegedly, Sean Diddy Combs, and you don't have nothing to say about that. Nothing to say. But you're going to make accusation about your ex-wife. Another comment that he made, can't read it. You can't see it, excuse me, but I'm going to read it to you. Kim Kardashian is a sex trafficker. It is all beep your N word, which I don't like that word. My soul is black. I don't like the twigs. I don't like the twigs has my daughter and her video dressing all grown. I would have expected more from Twigs. I don't know who she is. She probably some rapper. Again, I don't listen to the worldly music, so I have no idea who she is. She's probably a rapper and everything. But my whole point is, it's okay for him to say crazy things and do crazy things, and he's not being held accountable for it. You know, having his wife Bianca walk down to the red carpet in the Grammys butt ass naked, no repercussion, no nothing. Wearing a swastika shirt, saying racist things about Jewish people that they should be whipped and be slaved. Like, this is just crazy. This is just crazy that it's okay for him to do it because he's Kanye West, because he's a genius and he makes great music, but he's not reliable. He's not taking accountability, and no one's not holding him accountability for that. You know what I mean? And I just feel like the people around Kanye West, I'm not saying to like put harm on him or to drug him, but at least have an intervention and say, listen, Kanye, you're doing too much. You're saying some crazy things, and it's really troubling, and it's really affecting our family, our children. It's too much. We need to sit down and talk about it and get the help that you need. Now, if he is suffering from bipolar, maybe he's not taking his medication. Maybe his medication needs to be increased. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but the people that's close to him and love him, let's just sit him down and have a rational, calm conversation with him instead of like lashing at him or yelling and screaming, because it's not going to get anyone anywhere. And I just can't even imagine what Kim is feeling and what she's doing, because at the end of the day, she has to protect her children. Her children is the most important thing and the most priority, because she doesn't want her children to be affected by this. But she has to be careful too, because she doesn't want to make any wrong move, and then this man retaliates and do something more crazy. But on the same token, we don't want Kanye West to hurt himself or say anything else that's, I don't know. He's been saying things crazy and out of the ordinary lately. But my thing is, I feel bad for Kim. I really do. I really feel bad for her. I really feel bad for the children because it seems like she don't know what to do. But she's getting lawyers involved to strip his rights, or not his right, the custody from Kanye West, and so she can have full custody. But she doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want to do that because she does want her children to have a relationship with her father, rightfully so. However, if he's acting like this, acting like a fool on social internet, on a social media platform, and saying all these things that's not true, then you know what, Kim have to do what she needs to do to protect her children and herself. You know, you can't just make accusations about your wife without backing it up. Like, what about your buddy? Your buddy is on trial in 2 months for sex trafficking, for having sex allegedly with underage girls and boys, and you haven't said anything. And you're making accusations about your ex-wife. That's just crazy. That's just crazy to me. And like I said, I really feel bad for Kanye West. He's been erratic for over a decade, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. The disturbing statements that he's been making towards his wife is crazy. He doesn't have anything to back it up, his claim. He's just saying it. Again, I don't know if he's just saying it to get clicks and likes. I don't know if he's just saying it to get attention. But at the same time, it's hurting his children and it's hurting his ex-wife. And there's no need for that. There really isn't. And like I said, they need to really sit down and really have like a intervention with Kanye West and say, listen, you need to pump the brakes, dude. You need to slow it down and stop saying erratic things on social media, because your children is going to see this in the future. You know, Kim can shield her children as much as she can, you know what I mean, because they're young and they don't know, but eventually they will get access to the internet. They will see that their father is saying all these crazy things, you know, about Jewish people, about, you know, whipping them and being slaves, and then saying that their mother was sex trafficking kids when it's absolutely not true. Not true at all. So it's just really sad. It's just really sad to hear this and see what's been going on. And like I said, I'm not bashing Kanye West. I really feel sorry for him. He does really need help. He really needs to seek Jesus, and someone really needs to sit down and really talk to him and figure what's going on in his mind. Like what kind of help does he need? You know, they really need to figure that out. And again, it's all about protecting the kids. That's the most important thing. That's their goal, is to protect their kids. And I'm all for it. Whether you like Kim or not, she's a good mother. That's all she wanted to be, is a mother. And you may not like her lifestyle. You may not like, you know, the things that she does, you know, but at the end of the day, this woman's a good mother and she's doing whatever she needs to do to protect her children. If I was in her situation, I would have done 100% that, okay? Because once you have children, and I don't have children yet, but I'm just saying, once you have children, everything is out the window. You will protect your children. You will die for your kids and lay your life for them, because it's not about you anymore. It's about the well-being of the children and making sure they're safe, they're happy, they're healthy, and making sure that they're in a good environment. That's all we can do. You know, we can't. You know, we can't be like, not be like, but super mom, even though some moms try to be, and that's a great thing. And we do stumble and make mistakes, but at the end of the day, we are mama bears. Okay, we protect our cubs, our baby cubs, and that's what Kim Kardashian is doing. So you can hate her or love her. I respect her. The fact that she's protecting her child. She knows what's best for her kids, and she's the only adult who has common sense right now, because quite honestly, Kanye is just not there. He's just very erratic and he's not making any sense, and he's saying all these crazy things. So Kim has to be a mother and a father, unfortunately. And again, I really feel bad for her in this situation. No one should go through this. No one should have to deal with this, but she does have to deal with it. And she has to be very extra careful. She knows Kanye. She knows Kanye better than anyone, better than me. I don't know Kanye. You know, the people that knows him know him very well. And again, they should sit down with him, have a mediator, have a lawyer, have someone there present, and have a conversation with Kanye West and say, listen, We love you. We want what's best for you. But what you're doing on social media and what you're saying is out of control. It's out of your character. And we want you to get some help because this is too much. It's really getting out of hand. And that's what they should do, honestly. They should. And that's all I have to say about that. Again, I'm definitely going to continue praying for Kanye and Kim and the children. It just, every time I go on my TikTok feed, I'm just seeing Kanye West posting this, he's saying that, he's just getting out of hand. It's just crazy. Like, we don't even know what's next, what else he's capable of doing or saying. And at the end of the day, I just hope that he just wants what's best for his children, to have his children be happy and healthy and just have peace. Just have peace and joy. Why have all this animosity? Your wife, excuse me, your ex-wife told you that she does not want your daughter to be in a video with allegedly sex trafficker Sean Diddy Combs. And you should respect that. As a father yourself, you should respect that and say, okay, it shouldn't even be about the trademark. You know what I mean? Even though Kim has the rights to the trademark, they had a private discussion and they agree on it when they were married or whatever. Okay, that's a different separate entity. That's like a business thing. But as far as like the children goes, if your ex-wife is telling you, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want our daughter to be in a music, in a song with Sean Diddy Combs and his son, that's just so inappropriate and not right. And I don't want our daughter to be involved in all this. Especially he's going through trial right now in 2 months. And Kanye should respect that. Like, yes, you're right, I'm sorry, and that's it. Instead of like releasing it and then just dismiss Kim's feelings and what she wants and what the daughter wants. Like, North is a minor. Okay, she can't make decisions for herself. And for him to actually do that is just like he was just not in his right state of mind. Because what father will do that? What father will say that's okay? And it's not okay. That's why I'm saying that I feel like it's more deeper than we know, because we don't know. We're not in Kanye's head. We don't know what he go through day in and day out. We don't know what he's thinking. But the people that's close to him and love him should ask him that and figure it out. Figure it out. Because he should be in a conservatorship. I believe, in my opinion, he should. Someone that loves him and know what's best for him, not take advantage. Because what happened to Britney Spears was messed up. She was in a conservatorship for 14 years, and her father drugged her and fried her brain, and she's not the same Britney that we all grew up with. She's not. Let's be honest. I'm not saying to do that to Kanye West. I'm just saying that someone who really loves him and knows and wants what's best for him, purely what's best for him, he should have a conservatorship. Because he's just too much. He's getting out of hand. He really is. And that's what he needs right now. He needs someone that he can trust, someone that's not going to screw him, you know what I mean? And someone that's going to be there and control his meds, making sure that he takes them and everything. Because, Kanye West, he is a genius. He makes great music. He produces good music. His clothing line is awesome, which I never wear, but I'm just saying. He's a genius. He had so much things going on that he can do great. It's just the things that he says and do that just really throws him back. That's what's really messing him up. And surprisingly, he still have his followers. He still has his followers, and that's the crazy thing. So anything that he says and do, people believe him and they like it, which they should, in my opinion, they should say, be honest with him. Listen, Kanye, you shouldn't be saying that to the mother of your child. You shouldn't be saying that unless you have proof. And no one doesn't want to say that. It seems like no one doesn't have a backbone and let Kanye West know, listen, dude, that's not cool. I don't know. Maybe they are saying that. I don't have X. Maybe they are saying that. Maybe they're not. I'm not sure. But if that was me, I would say something. I would definitely say something. Listen, that's not right. You shouldn't be saying that to the mother of your 4 children, okay? You love this woman at one point, okay? You two were best friends. You knew each other for decades, okay? Yes, you had a falling out, but at the end of the day, you made 4 beautiful children together. Let's have some peace for the sake of our children. That's all Kim ever wants. And vice versa, I hope. You know what I mean? Just to be co-parenting and get along for the sake of their children. Because at the end of the day, you're stuck with one another for 18 years. 18 years. That's what Kim is dealing with. She is stuck with Kanye West, okay, for a very, very long time. You feel me? Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments about Kanye West and his erratic behavior. And what do you think? Do you think that Kanye West is in the right, in the wrong? Do you feel like Kim is in the right, in the wrong? Do you feel like Kim should protect her children for the sake of Kanye West? Do you feel like Kanye West needs to get some help and figure things out before things get really out of control? Let me know your thoughts and opinion about this. Thank you so much for watching That's It with Cheryl, and I will see you guys next time. And happy Friday!